So into financials. So it has multi-currency, so you can create as many currencies as you need. If you wish, you can also attach a exchange rate service update into the system. It's part of the standard system, where it will just go away and get the latest exchange rates based on whatever frequency you want that to be, daily, weekly, monthly. Making tax digital as well for online submission of the VAT returns. Multiple budgets. We'll have a look at budgets in a second. You can create as many budgets as you need to, and you can copy budgets and you can export them to Excel, change them and import them back in. Deferrals were way back at the start when we put the purchase invoice on. We had that deferral choice where we could spread out the expense or the income across multiple months. You can set as many deferral templates as you need. Bank. So importing in bank statements, pushing payments back up to the bank and getting direct debits from customers back from the bank. It will do all of those too. Fixed assets, which we'll take a look at, has a fixed asset module where you can do the auto depreciation, a few other things. For people that have group companies, it will do consolidations. So as I mentioned, you can have as many companies as you need, and you can then create those companies as subsidiary companies, create another holding or consolidation company, which will understand where the subsidiary companies are. And then you run a process which, for want of a better phrase, really just takes the trial balances from the subsidiary companies, posts them into the consolidation company, so that you can run a consolidation statements within Business Central itself. So that's within Business Central with the standard system. I'll show you something when we come on to reporting, which allows you to do consolidations within Excel as well. For those with group companies and multiple companies that trade with each other, you can make them aware of each other. So company A has a customer that is company B. So company B has a supplier, which is company A. So if you raise a sales invoice or a purchase invoice on one side, it will automatically raise the sales or purchase invoice, the corresponding opposite entry in the other company as well. You can have those automatically turn up, or you can have those in a process where the other company sort of has to authorize them as they come in, so they understand what's going on. There's a job costing, project accounting, however you wish to refer to it, module in here as well. And also, if you can give a license to your external accountant as well, and that's free, and then they can access your system remotely too, because it's all up in the cloud. So let's go through, take a look at these, take a look at budgets, fixed assets, and a quick look at job costing. So, so budgets. So where are we? GL budgets, there we go. So you can create as many budgets as you want. You can tie in those dimension codes as well to particular budgets as well if you need to. When we come into looking at the reporting, you will then choose which budget you're reporting against. So you can either enter in your budgets directly into the screen here. They can go across multiple years as well if you need to. Or you can export to Excel. So I'm just going to dump that out into Excel. Probably open on a different screen, but I'll drag it in. Well, it's going to open on this screen. Good. There we go. So there it is in Excel. Notice we've got single code there and multiple sort of departments and budgets, so different types of dimensions going on there. So we can roll up individual dimension budgets into a larger budget as well if we need to, so we can then run reports to say, okay, have we blown the budget on this particular combination of dimensions or funds or sofa code or project or whatever it needs to be, whatever makes sense for your organization. So you would create your Excel in there, you would update that, save that away, then come back into Business Central and import your Excel from there. You can also copy budgets as well. So if you've got one in Business Central that's pretty darn close to what you need, you can copy a budget as well and use increment, say, you know, add on an extra 10% or 1% or whatever it needs to be, and it'll just increment the numbers up as well, or copy one budget from 1 year to the next year as well if you need to, sort of increment everything by 1 year here. or whatever you sort of need to do. And then when it comes to reporting, you can have combinations of what's my budget for this period that we're looking at, year to date, or what are my actuals year to date to now, and what is my budget for the rest of the year, so you can sort of forecast out where you're going to sort of end up as well. So that was budgets, fixed assets, so finance, there we go, fixed assets. So again, all part of the Essentials license, all standard stuff. So you can create as many fixed assets as you want. You classify them into whatever coding and subclasses you want that makes sense to your business. Whatever depreciation rates are for this individual asset, when we start depreciating, how long we're depreciating for. You can pop in maintenance reminders as well in here if you need to, whether the asset's insured or not, what warranties it's got running on it. But ultimately what everybody is after is coming back into process and calculate depreciation, where it will just sweep through and calculate depreciation and prepare the depreciation journal for you as well. And there we go. And then you would just obviously review process post if you needed to. But it's part of my demo, so I'm just going to select all and drop out. Okay, finally jobs. It's not part of my menu. I'm not set up as a job project manager here, so I'm just going to come over and take a look at this. So you can create as many jobs as you wish. You can tag dimensions to the jobs. So you could either look at how successful a job is by coming into here and looking at a job, or if the dimensions are tagged to the job, then you can go and run a profit and loss account by a particular job as well if you needed to. But fundamentally, you just split this down, and this kind of is as simple or as complicated as you want to make it. So this is a job that's split down into various phases with various totals and various tasks within these phases, and then there's various sort of planning lines behind these as well, which bring in what the budgets are. And then way back at the start, when we did the purchase invoice, you saw how I apply a purchase invoice line, something I was buying, to a particular job and a particular job line as well. And then you get your actual costs in here as well. And you can see how successful or how close to your budgets you were on that individual job. Okay, so time is marching on, so I will drift into reporting.